Hey guys, of course, as I said before, guys are wasting a ton of money on buying new phones every year. And this is like after every 9 months, they're already planning for more bucks of money to buy new phones. And every company is making sure they get the new phone running so that they make large sums of money out of us. And even those whose income are very low are still spending a lot on technology because everybody loves technology anyway, as I can say. There's nobody who doesn't like new things. Even myself, I do love new things. But this is just a glimpse to let you know that if you bought a phone last year or 2 years ago, the difference will be so small. You don't need to get a new phone. Maybe after 5 years, or let's say just 3 or 4 years, that's when you can maybe upgrade because certain features could have changed. But for right now, just a year after, everything is almost the same. They will just tell you one thing that will captivate your mind and you think everything has changed. It's not that. So that's why I'm telling you, remain with your old phone unless you see it's necessary to change that. But if you haven't seen any necessity in changing it, please don't do that. You're just going to waste your money and the next year you're going to do the same thing. So here are two phones. This is iPhone and this one is Samsung. And these are the leading companies world over in making phones and of course in consumption. So many people love iPhone and Samsung basing on their own issue. And I'm just going to make it simple for you here. This is just simple knowledge of how you can have your phone and maintain it and keep it. So here I have iPhone, and I would say so many people love iPhone, by the way. I haven't yet told you where I lie, but I'll tell you just later in the day. So iPhone uses operating systems, iOS 7.10, and it has been upgrading the operating system every year. Or every month it feels like it's necessary, it updates it. So the iPhone lovers usually prefer it because it has the face recognition. That face recognition is very sharp. Even when the phone is tilted like on the left like this, as long as you're looking at it, you should be able to see it. You should be able to have your face recognized and your phone will open. That's the best thing I like with iPhone when it comes into opening your service. It's like super quick as opposed to Samsung. Sometimes I have a challenge with Samsung. I have to just like look at it like this for me to be able to, for this face recognition to be activated. And I don't like that. I'm not saying it's that bad. It's okay, but you can't compare it to iPhone, which is like super quick. Even at any angle like this, I should be able to open it. Yeah, and that's very important. Like if it's locked like this and I just looked at it at any angle, it has already opened. But with Samsung, if I lock something like this, I'll try to do this. Yeah, now it has opened. So when I look at that, it's really a negative on me. And I don't like it being that way. So the Samsung users, sorry for that, but maybe something will change. And also the one thing I like with iPhone, I'm just giving you basics, like the battery life is so okay up to about 7 hours a day. And of course, since it's heavy, the battery is also heavy inside. And the system set to use the battery is also strong enough. So it lasts for some time. As for Samsung, I am not going to say it's that bad. They usually run around the same time, depending on how you use it. And I like iPhone because of that. But Samsung sometimes, it runs super quick. I don't know what happens. Probably because of the program I'm using, but I would think iPhone is the best in here. So iPhone users, I still give you, a good move on that. One thing I don't like with iPhone though is the restrictions. It has a lot of restrictions, and people specifically like from Africa, we don't like such restrictions. They really don't like it, and they want something which is smooth and focused, and they can use it like easily. The usability should be equal to their calculation. Not again, you want to try to download this. Even if you download it, you can't transfer your data from Apple to maybe Android system, and as opposed to Android and it runs very quick. But hey, anyways, other people will say that is the restrictions we want and it should be that way. Something that has changed on iPhone that could maybe make the iPhone users love it so much is the operating system. I mean the charging system, which is Type C. But anyway, if the Lightning was one of the best kind of category that separates the men from the boys, then now it has come back to regular. What's the difference anyway? I didn't like that move. I didn't like that move at all. Like till tomorrow, I don't like it. I would have preferred the Lightning charging system, as opposed to the Type C. So when I look at that, I'm not a friend to it. But I leave it on to you. It's you to choose whatever you feel is okay for you, whether with the Type C or the Lightning system, then that's okay for you. I don't have anything to complain about. So I also want to note that the iPhone sometimes have the slow animations. Like if you're watching and things are not okay sometimes. Maybe those are the parts they have to keep on upgrading on it. I know they're already doing it, but it has a slow animation system that you have to check for yourself. While the Samsung, I don't know what to say about Samsung. But Samsung is really loved, like let's say in Africa, basing on so many things. First of all, it uses the Android operating system, which is very easy, and there are so many phones that use Android system. So juggling between transfer of data, apps, pictures, and stuff is kind of easy to them, and that's the reason they use it so much. This one is literally it's green matte finish, like so nice to touch, though it still has fingerprint in it. When you touch it like this, you should be able to see your fingerprints, and also you should be able to notice that there are some scratches. If you scratched it, definitely there will be scratches in there, but this is a beautiful one. I love it. It has so many widgets. When you come into Android is so good in certain things. Like when you come to the widgets, you are very easy, you are very free to change from widget to widget that are basing on what you like to see on your screen, as opposed to iPhone. iPhone has so many restrictions. You just have one or two widgets and that's it. The level at which you operate yourself is above grade. You are like high class. You're kind of bourgeois. When they look at you with iPhone, they know that somebody holding an iPhone is holding money because it's about 1,200 and above. But they do not know that even Samsung has the same amount. The difference is probably $50 or $100 in sales. So this really want to make me run real quick at the specs of the iPhone and Samsung, if there's any difference for the Samsung users and iPhone users out there. When you look at the body of an iPhone, it usually has about 8.3 millimeter, which is 221 grams. The size is kind of a little bigger than that of Samsung. Then if you look at the display, it's also good, 6.70, which is great with an XDR OLED, 120 hertz. And you look at the chipset, uses Apple 17 Pro, A17 Pro, I guess. Yeah, that should be the chipset it uses, and it also keeps on getting better and better depending on what they produce. It has the Exa core as well, and the Apple GPU 6-core graphics, which is very perfect and beautiful. So for the Apple users, man, that is great for your side. When you look at the memory will depend on what amount of money you have. You can either buy a 250 gigs of 1 terabyte, or you can even look for something like 512, which is still okay for you. The RAM is still usually the same. It keeps on moving just within a very slow pace. So right now it has 8 RAM available, 8 GB of RAM, which is okay. And the storage is depending on how much money you have or what you do a lot with your phone, also will determine what you can buy. And when you look at the front camera, probably it's a 12 megapixel. Front cameras usually, I don't like them. The other one has sold its name like so much world over, that is iPhone, while Samsung as well has done the same, but not to the level of iPhone, so making the prices so high
This charging speed of iPhone Max. Oh my god. You can put your charger, your phone into charge, and you go come back, check it. Wow, nada. It hasn't even reached 50%. That's the most annoying thing. But it's steady. It charges up to fill up, and when it's done, it will take you for more hours. Then another challenge I don't like with iPhone is the restrictions. You can't transfer your data just easily from a phone to a phone or a phone to a computer. You need to juggle around things here and there. As opposed to Samsung. Samsung is very easy to use. Uses the Android operating system, and there are so many Android phones that are being used world over. The computers are usually very easy to to transfer data, as opposed to Apple products. That's the most annoying thing with Apple. I don't know. Maybe with time they will change and also have Android operating system. Like now they're using Type C charger. Apparently we didn't expect Type C to be in existence, but finally it has come to pass. And I didn't like it. I needed the lightning cable was good for me. It sets the difference between the boys and the men. But now whatever comes, let's just deal with it, and I hope with time iPhone will change. So if you've been listening to me very well and you've noticed something, you guys, it's not that worthy to change your phone every year unless you have that mandate to anyway, or if your company just does it for you every year. But as I look at this, it's just a waste of money. Like for most people that use the people that are outside America usually use out of pocket money. They pick money out of their wallets to buy these in thousands that they are. While the Americans usually just lease it. They keep changing it every now and then. You just go and make a difference of $100 and you get a new phone. But for other people, it usually runs with your pocket. So guys, don't change unless you must. All gigabytes, you can. Anyway, do I need to talk about that? You know that you either need 256 under GB, 8 GB RAM, 512, still under 8 GB RAM. The others are just storage. So the main camera is a 50 megapixel for Samsung. Now the latest S23, which is up, while the predecessors are a little bit lower with the 48 and stuff like that. So all these phones are still good everywhere. The sound quality is good. I prefer the sound quality for iPhone. The iPhone usually gives me a very good sound quality. If you haven't used it and it's your first time, you find out that the voice output that comes is quite heavy, very clear, very smooth, and sounds natural, as opposed to how I have used Samsung before. I'm not just trying to downgrade Samsung, but that's what I feel, because I've used Samsung for a long time as opposed to iPhone. I recently just switched to iPhone, though I had iPhone before. So let's test the cameras from outside my window, and let's see how it works. I have zoomed to 3x, 3 times the size, and this is what it gives you. Don't joke with iPhone now. Here, iPhone is the game changer. I'm gonna bring it back to 1, then take Samsung also back to 1. So let's see what it looks like. Okay. So that's what changes, or that's what makes the phone very important to you, and also maybe what makes the phone expensive at the same time. So I'm going to bring iPhone 2.5, then take Samsung 2.6, and still see the difference. The clarity comes with the iPhone. Guys, I'm just trying to be serious about this, but when you look at it, that's how it is. And it can pick anything from below. Let me check down my apartment here, and you see, let's zoom it to 3x and zoom this to 3x. So now you can choose who is the leader. Don't joke with iPhone, man. iPhone brings every detail. Like literally, this is serious here. So the iPhone users, tell me what you see. Tell me what you see. Everything is clear. I have just been switching out a little. I've not put iPhone to panoramic. This is all like normal, like regular photography. Okay, we are seeing the leaders in the field right now. On a zoom, Boston Marriott Hotel is there, just opposite me.
big hotel in there. Oh shit, it almost fell down. And it will just go and break itself. And I don't have like security for it. Once it's broken, it's done. You just go buy a new one. Hey, want to thank all my subscribers, the returnee subscribers, those ones that just watch without putting in a subscription. I want to thank all of you. You've been a great growth to our plan, and you're building us daily. And if you haven't done that, please get some time and subscribe. Appreciate it, brother. What I bring over for you at least will tell you what you need to get and what you can get after. So I thank you so much for people that keep watching. Like my video, put in a comment there. If there's something I'm not doing right, just let me know. I'll respond back to you. Thank you so much. Catch you in another video, the more exciting one. Check you later. Bye.